Hello students, in previous section we have studied about external ear and middle ear. In this section we will discuss on the inner ear. Inner ear. Inner ear is known as labyrinth. It is also called labyrinth. And it is made up of white soft membrane. So the membranes are present, that is called membrane labyrinth. Membrane labyrinth. And these membranes are protected with the bones, that makes the bony labyrinth. Bony labyrinth. As we have discussed, the inner ear is known as labyrinth. The inner ear is made up of white soft membrane, so that is called membrane labyrinth. And membranes are protected by the bones, that makes the bony labyrinth. Suppose this is the bone-like structures, outside bone-like structures, and inner one, it contains membrane. This is the membrane labyrinth, and this one is called bony labyrinth, and just between a cavity is formed between the bony and membrane labyrinth. This cavity contained a fluid that is called perilymph. The inner ear consists three parts. Which one? Vestibuli or vestibuli. Second one is semicircular canal, and third one is cochlea. These are the three zones in the inner ear. Vestibuli is not other than these are sac-like structures. These are sac-like structure. And these two sac-like structures, these are two sac-like structures. Both the two sac-like structure, or both the sac-like structure, one is large and other one is small. One is large, this one like, and other one is small, this one like. The large sacules or large sac-like structure is called utriculus, and small sac-like structure, it is called saculus. Both the utriculus and sac-like structure, means small saculus, are attached with, connected with the membrane that is called utriculo-saccular duct. This is called utriculo-saccular duct. Both the sacs are connected with the duct that is called utriculo-saccular duct. The utriculo-saccular duct, one more side, one sacules or one sac-like structure is also present. This sac-like structure is called saculus endolymphaticus. This is called saculus endolymphaticus. It is filled with a fluid just like a CSF in brain. That is called endolymph. The duct which connect the utriculo-saccular duct with the saccular endolymphaticus. This is the duct, which is a common duct that attach the saccular endolymphaticus with the utriculo-saccular duct. That is called ductus endolymphaticus. vestibuli are there are two sac-like structure. One is large sac-like structure and the other one is small sac-like structure. The large sac-like structure is called utriculus and small sac-like structure is called sacculus. Both the sacs are attached with a common duct that is called utriculosaccular duct. In one side, one sac is also present that is called sacculus endolymphaticus. In this sac, the fluid is contained and that fluid is called endolymph. This sacculus endolymph is attached with utriculosaccular duct that is called ductus endolymphaticus. It contains two sacs-like structure, utriculus and sacculus. This part of vestibuli contain a sensory organ that is called macula. Utriculus and sacculus both are macula, so it is called macula utriculi, and this one is called macula saculi. Clear? The second one is semicircular canal. There are three semicircular canals are present in the utriculus which are perpendicular to each other. Three semicircular canal. These three semicircular canals are perpendicular to each other. They are three types: anterior, posterior, and lateral. This is contained. One end of the semicircular canal is the wider, and this wider part is called ampulla. One end of the semicircular canal is wider and wider part is called ampulla. This may contain this one like three semicircular canals which are open again into it. The wider end is called ampulla, and this one is called anterior or superior semicircular canal. And the lower side, it also contained ampulla, other semicircular canal which also open into this one, but this posterior, this one is the posterior semicircular canal. The anterior or posterior semicircular open common into the utriculus, and this is called crus communis, which is commonly anterior semicircular as well as posterior semicircular are open into the common duct, common pathway, and this is called crus communis. The third one is remain here. This both, we can say that all the semicircular canals have one end is wider, that is called ampulla. This contains ampulla, this one also ampulla. One more is canal present, or semicircular canal is present here. This is called lateral lateral semicircular canal. All these semicircular canal make a crista. So there are three cristae because all these semicircular makes the crista. In this part, semicircular canal has also a sensory organ that is called crista, or more than one that is called cristae. So vestibuli and semicircular canal, both the part of membrane labyrinth help in makes the body equilibrium. These two parts which makes the body balance. And third one is cochlea. Sacculus. This sacculus, the cochlea is two-third coiling structure. This is cochlea. Cochlea is the main organ, main part which act as hearing. The two parts of membrane labyrinth help in the make the body equilibrium, and cochlea help in hearing. Cochlea is fourth part of coiling structure. Which help in hearing. The main hearing function is controlled or accomplished by the cochlea. This cochlea is attached with the membrane or with a duct to the sacculus. This is called ductus reunion. Ductus reunion. This one is the major part of inner membrane. Inner ear. Inner ear is also known as labyrinth. Inner ear consists soft membrane, so that makes the membrane labyrinth. Membrane is covered with a hard structure, bony structure, that makes the bony labyrinth. The membrane consists three parts: vestibuli, semicircular canal, and cochlea. Vestibuli and semicircular canal act as to make the body equilibrium. Both have. Vestibuli contains sac-like structures. One is utriculus and the other one is sacculus. Both are attached with a common duct that is called utriculo-saccular duct. And one other side, a sac is also present that is filled with endolymph. That is present, that contains or that filled with the fluid called endolymph. This sac is called sacculus endolymphaticus. And sacculus endolymphaticus attached with the utriculo-saccular duct that is called ductus endolymphaticus. It contains one sensory organ that is called macula. One is utricular macula utriculi and second one is macula saculi. Second one is semicircular canal. There are three semicircular canals present in the utriculus which are perpendicular to each other. Each end of the semicircular canal, one end of the semicircular canal is wider. That wider part is called ampulla. Anterior and posterior, both the semicircular canals open common. That is called crus communes. And third one is lateral semicircular canal. In this part, one sensory organ is also present that is called crista, or more than one, that is called cristae. The third one is cochlea, the main hearing part in the ear, that is cochlea. Cochlea is fourth part in coiling. This cochlea is attached with a duct to the sacculus and this is called ductus reunion. We can't understand easily about this structure. If we stretch this coiling structure and make a straight, then how this cochlea contain the different structure. We know that cochlea's 2/3 part is in coiling. If we make this membrane stretch, then we can say that there are two windows. One is, we have studied about air cavity. There are two windows, oval window and a round window. The upper one is oval window and lower one is called round window. This is also called fenestra ovalis and fenestra rotunda. If we stretch this coiling structure, we can say that this structure is from a long tubular structure which is wider from the anterior and thinner towards the posterior end. And it contains three regions. It contains three regions. These are tubular structures just like this one. These three regions or these three parts are called, the upper part is called, this is the upper part, this one is the lower part, and this one is middle. Basilar, scala basilar. This is the scala basilar. Lower part is called scala tympani. And middle part is called scala media. Scala media. If we stretch the cochlea, coiling structure of cochlea, and it forms a straight tubules-like structure. These tubules-like structure form three zones. Upper is called scala vestibular, and lower one is called scala tympani. Middle one is called scala media. Scala vestibular is filled with a fluid called perilymph. It is filled with perilymph. Scala tympani is also filled with fluid called perilymph. So we can see that upper scala vestibular and lower scala tympani filled with a fluid called perilymph. But in scala media is filled with endolymph. The scala vestibular opens into the scala tympani through the posterior end, and this posterior end contains a pore. This one is called helicotrema. We can say that scala vestibular opens into the scala tympani through the posterior end, posterior narrow end, and narrow pore. This is called helicotrema. So we can say that this one is also contain perilymph. It one also contains scala tympani contains perilymph. The signals are transmitted from here. The middle zone, this membrane, the membrane of scala vestibular is called Reissner membrane. Reissner membrane. The basal part of the scala vestibular membrane is called Reissner membrane, and this layer of scala tympani is called basilar membrane. Basilar membrane. We can see that scala vestibuli, not scala vestibular, scala vestibuli. The upper zone is called scala vestibuli, lower scala tympani, and middle one is scala media. The basal membrane of the scala vestibuli is called Reissner membrane, and this layer of scala tympani is called basilar membrane. As the signals pass out of the hearing waves, this membrane start to vibrate, and this one is also start to vibrate. Due to this vibration start, the contraction relaxation can take place between the middle layer scala media. In scala media, there are hair-like structures. These are hair-like structures, or they are cup-like structure which attach to a hair-like structures. That is called cilia. And these hair-like structures are proposed by Olfenso-Corti. So they are called organ of Corti. Organ of Corti. In the scala media, there are hair-like structures. Actually, these are cup-like structures, and they contain a cilia. This one like structure. These hair-like structures are proposed by Olfenso-Corti, so they are known as organ of Corti. These organ of Corti are covered with a membrane that is called tectorial membrane. This one is called tectorial membrane. The main hearing part is this one. These hair-like structure in organ of Corti increase the efficiency of the sound waves. These increase the efficiency of sound waves. The organ of Corti is covered with a membrane that is called tectorial membrane. Clear? How these functions can be accomplished in ear if we add the upper means external middle ear with this one. This is the inner ear. There are two windows, and these windows are present at the tympanic cavity or air cavity, which we have studied already. This is the eustachian tube. These are the two windows, and this is called tympanic cavity as well as air cavity. And this is the auditory canal. This contains tympanic membrane and air cavity. This is eustachian tube. Eustachian canals, and they contain valves which we have already studied. There are three. This is the middle ear. Suppose this is the middle ear, and this one is the external ear. External ear part contains two, pinna and auditory canal. We can take this one, the hair-like structures, and it is the wax, which is called communans and cerumens. And this one is tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane attached with three bones, and these bones are malleus, the second one is long anvil shape. This is called incus, and third one is a stirrup shape. This is called stapes. Stapes attached with the oval window. The sound waves enters through this auditory canal, and they strike the tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane start to vibrate. As the tympanic membrane vibrates, the bone attached with this tympanic membrane also start to vibrate. What is the role of this bone? These bones also increase the efficiency of the sound waves. And at last, these sound waves enters into the cochlea through the oval window, and they start from this one. As they start from this one, this membrane start to vibrate. regional membrane, and the signals pass through the upper membrane, upper zone scala vestibuli to the lower zone scala tympani. So both these membrane, both as the sound waves enter through it and start to vibrate, this membrane and this one membrane start to vibrate, so that the main organ of corti start, which help in the hearing. This is the major function of the human ear. So we have already studied about the three zone of the ear part, external, middle and inner, and what is the mechanism of the human ear. In next part we will discuss on the neural mechanism.